Hello, I am Super Orange Cat, here today to cover Toonami's ratings for this past Saturday, New Year's Day 2022. Let's start at the top of the block. At the top of the block, we have a Blade Runner Black Lotus at a .09, Yashahime Princess Half Demon at a .09, then Cowboy Bebop at a .06, then Cowboy Bebop at a .05, then Cowboy Bebop at a .04, then a Cowboy Bebop at a .04, a Cowboy Bebop at a .04, and finally a Cowboy Bebop at a .04. This is an interesting week to unpack here. First, there's like the glaring thing people are going to point at is the Cowboy Bebop marathon. Cowboy Bebop has become an interesting test case as of late. As you may know, about a couple months ago, Netflix released their live action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop, which was received extremely poorly by virtually everyone, to the point that even Netflix has went out and said that they will not renew it for season 2. And again, makes it interesting that Toonami was able to regain the rights of the anime Cowboy Bebop. I think I have to emphasize now that this is the anime, not the live action adaptation on Adult Swim. They're able to get the rights to air it. So, and they're like, they decided for this New Year's Day marathon, they're going to air a marathon of the first 6 episodes. And to see how it is, especially with Jason DeMarco also foreshadowing that Cowboy Bebop is likely going to become a fixture again on the block. So, again, Adult Swim, Toonami putting a lot of chips in the basket that Cowboy Bebop does pay off, and hope that the live action adaptation leads to, I guess, a positive revisiting of the anime. And that clearly did not happen here, with the highest rating being a .06. And interesting, because I'm looking here at Ratings Ryan, this news source, and the reason why I like this is because not only did they give you the rating, not only did they give you the total viewership, they give you specifically the viewership of the coveted 18 to 49 demographic. That is what the demographic the rating is on. And the highest rated Cowboy Bebop episode got 73,000 people in the demographic. And the lowest one, the 330 episode, got only 49,000. By comparison, New Year's Day this year, New Year's Day, like virtually every New Year's Day, had the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl can fit, I believe, around 80-something thousand people in it. And the majority of those people probably do fit in the 18 to 49 demographic. So I can almost guarantee you that there were more people physically at one location in the United States on the same day than spread out throughout the entire country watching Cowboy Bebop at several of these time points. Definitely from 2 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. where you had 56,000, 51,000, 52,000, 49,000. Maybe 61,000. I don't think 73,000 people of that demographic were at the Rose Bowl, which was a great game. I hate the ending because I hate Ohio State and hope that Utah won that game, but things will happen. And again, not necessarily a good showing. I think these were some of the absolute lowest numbers Tommy's ever seen. I think we've seen .04 before. I don't think we've ever gone below that. And total viewership was like 81,000. That's close to the numbers that the Fana Pirate Princess Marathon they had after Fana ended. Right after that last week where everyone hated the finale and no one really wanted to see Fana for a while. Getting catastrophically low ratings on that night for Toonami. And there's another thing to unpack. I'm going to read out that the 18 to 49,000 total viewership for Blade Runner Black Lotus was 112,000. The 18 to 49 total viewership for Yashahime Princess Half Team in the season 1 finale, might add, 116,000. Which means that Yashahime ends its season 1 run on Toonami by building on Blade Runner. I believe this is the first time it has actually built on Blade Runner. But Yashahime, I think, will go down as having one of the weirdest runs in Toonami history. So far, because I consider it a guarantee that in February we will probably get Yashahime Season 2. Jason DeMarco has strongly foreshadowed we're probably going to get that next month. So right now, that seems very likely to happen. But Season 1 Yashahime Princess Half Demon, I think twice it built on My Hero Academia, once it built on Fana, and once it built on Blade Runner. But right there, if you just stop it there, you're like, well, Yashahime must have an extremely successful run. Not really, because it would go from that, and I'll say about a good 8 to 10 times at least, it killed the ratings for the night. Where you would have Fana or Blade Runner have like an okay rating, and then Yashahime would absolutely lose like a third of that audience immediately to never come back during the night. That's just weird. Like you would, and I believe it's episode specific. Like I know the first episode that built on My Hero Academia brought back original cast. So Inuyasha came back, Agame come back, and the other people, some other characters from the original Inuyasha came back. And I think they came back in another episode which also had bizarrely high ratings. So I think it's based on that as well. I don't think people are particularly latching on to the main characters. So Moroha, Toa, the other girl, I can't even remember her name at this point. People I don't think have really latched onto them as much as, oh cool, Inuyasha and Kagame are back on this week and they'll tune in to watch that. Which is kind of damning for Yashahime in general because its popularity is purely based off of the predecessor, Inuyasha. And people aren't showing up for Yashahime, they're showing up for, member berries, as it were, basically. But again, kind of a weird, fun way for Yashahime to leave the block. Like I said, we're probably going to have it back next month for season 2. But overall, Blade Runner Black Lotus still being a disappointment. 0.09. It is going below 0.1, so it's even falling mid-run because it was getting like 0.11, 0.12 early in its run. At this point, people are just fed up with it. And it's pretty damn universal because what little buzz I heard about this when it first came out has completely disappeared, which is the opposite of Fena. Even when people were turning on Fena, there was still a good number of people outside the typical Toonami base that was still watching it and still giving their opinions. So it was at least still part of that kind of general anime discussion that Blade Runner Black Lotus is nowhere near at this point. And that's just damning because Warner Media threw a lot of money into it. Crunchyroll, Crunchyroll had a weird, Crunchyroll had like a good 2020. You go from you go from Tower of God and God of High School to generally well received shows in 2020. 2021, people are like, oh, Fena, Blade Runner, those shows didn't do well. You're forgetting these guys also made X-Arm and High Guardian Spice. Crunchyroll did not have a fun 2021. It's like Cloverworks on crack, where Cloverworks had like an amazing 2019 because they had like Promise Neverland season 1, but 2021 was a bad year for Cloverworks because not only were they stuck with Promise Neverland season 2, we had all the people who did not like the Wonder Egg priority finale as well. But again, Crunchyroll Originals, their quote unquote metaphorical stock has to have plummeted in 2021. No, and that's the thing. Fena and Blade Runner Black Lotus were probably the two best original anime of Crunchyroll in 2021. That's how bad a year Crunchyroll had with its originals department. What do you guys think? Leave your comments, leave your opinions on these ratings below. What shows do you think Toonami will have on the block soon? If you're excited, don't forget this upcoming Saturday, January 8th, Assassination Classroom Season 2 is back in session at 12:30 a.m. That is presumably following another new episode of Blade Runner Black Lotus. I believe we do not have a formal schedule for 1 a.m. onwards. When we get that, I will immediately give that to you. I am the Super Orange Cat, and that is all.